Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of
Unique Adventures.
We are out here today at Crystal Mountain. We are getting to do a unique experience that we found up here, and what are we going to do?
We're going to go up on the Mount Rainier gondola, so we get to go up on that mountain behind us in a gondola.
Which is pretty epically cool, and at the top they have some cool trails and stuff you can go walk around. Another thing up here is it boasts as having the tallest or the highest restaurant in the state of Washington, so we're gonna go check that out. We have heard that the views up there are simply stunning. What we're going to be seeing up there, obviously Mount Rainier and some of the other mountains, the views are breathtaking up there from what we've heard, and we're going to go check out this area here, but definitely stay tuned to the end of the video. We're camping at the Dalles campground, Forest Service campground down the mountain here, and we're going to take you along there a little bit, show you a couple of things there at that campground. So let's go ahead and head up to the top. All right, so we got our tickets and we're about ready to go up. Do note that the gondola ride is not the cheapest excursion to do. Current prices at time of filming, I think it's like $49 if you pre-buy before you get here, so per person, and it's scaled also on ages as well. You'll have to check their websites, but it is a little bit spendy to go up and to go hike around and stuff, so not the cheapest excursion. We're gonna find out, is it worth it? There's the gondolas. We're heading up. All right, probably a little echoey in here, very quiet. Kim's holding the 360 camera so we can get some of these epic shots up here. Pretty cool ride so far. Obviously going up, we're looking up at the top here. We'll have some great views coming back down, but when we get up to the top there, getting to see Mount Rainier. Do note from Highway 410, it is a 6 mile drive up to the base here. Pretty nice little drive, a little bit scenic at the beginning there. It's a little windy, so watch your speed, but we're making our way up there, climbing some serious feet. I think at the top here where the restaurant is over 6,000 feet in height, which does make it the tallest restaurant in Washington. I think it's called the Summit House Restaurant, and so we're gonna see you here at the top, see what it's got to offer. So as you're getting off the gondola, you can see the Summit House Restaurant on the top side. There is on the bottom side underneath the gondola a little gift shop in there, got some, little souvenirs and stuff. As you're walking across through here, they've got cool little interpretive signs where you can kind of find out about Mount Rainier in the area, and there's like 5 or 6 different stops. You can kind of read a little bit about all that. We're gonna go on one of these little side trails just up to the top of this lookout point, but there's like multiple miles of trails, people coming from all different directions, but we're just gonna go climb to the top of this little viewpoint and see what this is all about. All right, so we've gone to the end of this trail. We're at Grubstake Peak. Up here, got little views of Mount Rainier behind us.
On the other side of the trees.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Now I see it.
It's kind of in between there. But you come across the other way and you get another gorgeous valley view from the other side. Not too bad of a little walk up here. And then obviously if you see over the shoulder there, you're probably getting no better cell coverage than being right here on the top of this mountain right now, because there's the cell tower literally 100 feet from us here up here. But the views up here are breathtaking, totally awesome. So we're gonna keep trekking around. These cool trails are really cool because you got some that are like 2 or 3 miles, some that are less than a half a mile, so you can kind of pick a trail that works best for you. We're probably up right now probably in the 7,000 foot range, so we're definitely not used to hiking at this kind of elevation, but the views are completely worth it. we're gonna try to go ahead and see if we can get into the highest restaurant here in Washington at the Summit House. We're gonna see if we can get in there. Looked a little busy when we walked by the first time, but we're gonna check it out. Okay, so we just finished our little lunch at the Summit House. It is, like I said, I think it's right below 7,000 feet up here.
So it's a nice little restaurant. We had, I had clam chowder, which was really good, and Glenn had a brisket sandwich with Asian coleslaw, I think it was, and the coleslaw made it a little bit different than what we expected, but it was still good. Came with a side of fries, which we had to ask for some new fries because the first ones weren't the best, but they did replace them quickly, so that made it enjoyable. So nice little restaurant to sit and relax for a little while, get out of this heat.
And the sandwich was pretty good with that little coleslaw action on there, a little vinegar sweet on the top there. I did note that I took a little piece of that brisket off just to see if it was dried out, and it actually wasn't, which a lot of places have a hard time with brisket drying out. They actually kept it in pretty good shape, so kudos to them on that. I think it was pretty good. I mean, for two of us it was like 50 bucks, so you're gonna spend a little bit of money up at the tallest or the highest restaurant in Washington, but then you've got the outdoor area as well where you can get some food and you can get some different things that are a little bit less priced.
Yeah, they had French fries, they had a Bavarian pretzel, and I think a Mediterranean wrap on the menu, so
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and so some cheaper options there if you don't want to go into the restaurant or if you don't want to wait. We initially didn't make a reservation, which is probably the first thing you want to do when you get up here if you're going to eat, is to go make a reservation first and go walk around. They initially told us like an hour.
Yeah, it was probably 20-30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it actually went a lot quicker than we thought, but we got our name on the list. They text you when your table's ready. So if you know you're wanting to eat, you see a lot of people up there, go put your name on the list and then come back when you're ready. So overall, it was a good little experience up here at the top. These views out in the restaurant are amazing. And then if you're out on the patio area back here, got some great views of different scenery. And then they've also got a couple of these Adirondack chairs out here that were really popular. You couldn't find one open ever just because there weren't so many, so you could sit, relax, have a beverage, and enjoy that amazing Mount Rainier view.
Yeah.
So a lot of things to do up here. We're gonna trot around for a little bit more, but we're almost finished up here. We're gonna take you back down to the Dallas campground and show you a little bit about the pros and cons to there and kind of what to look forward to. But gorgeous views. It's definitely worth the trip. It's a little spendy, so you're gonna have to save up for it a little bit, but it was worth it. So we'll see you guys back at the campground. Back here at the Dalles campground off of 410. Couple of things here. Positive. They got a couple of trails here. They have a cool 9.5-foot tree that you can come check out. That is, it's, you know, it fell over. The tree's got to be over 400 or 500 years old. It's got little markers on the stump, you know, how old it was at what time. So that's pretty cool to check out. Kids will dig that. One of the other things to note with this campground is the 410, the highway. There are highway sides to the campground and there's a riverside to the campground. Both sides of the road next to the highway, you're gonna hear some road noise during the day. It's just the way it is. So if you're in the tent, be advised, you're gonna hear road noise. It's pretty close. In the trailer at night, not a big deal. You know, we didn't hear it. Even with the windows open, wasn't terrible. But if you're sitting in your campground or in your campsite, times you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear motorcycles coming by. You're gonna hear different things. So if you're on the riverside, everything that's toted on the riverside, you're probably gonna get less noise of that highway and more of that mellow, you know, noise of the river. The sites here, depending on where you're at, are not very level. Took us a long time in Site 9 to get it dialed in. We couldn't get our stairs to clear properly, so we had to jockey around 2 times to get it to work. So that's just, for us, we're a little bit shorter to the ground, so we had to work a little bit harder at it. But it's still a gorgeous campground. Don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously, no hookups, run what you brung. There are a couple of amazing sites on the backside that are, you know, facing the river. So those sites are going to be at a premium. There's like 4 of them at the end that are really gorgeous, but still a good time. The other cool thing, we're in the day use area now. Small walk over. We're gonna go get to check out that White River and go get our feet wet because it's hot. It's like 90. We just got done with the mountain. We're all sweaty. It's time to go find some water. We've been enjoying the last hour or so down here on the White River. There's a cool little area kind of off the side here.
Yeah, just putting our feet in the water. There's some stumps and things that you can sit on, so that, or logs, stumps, whatever you want to call them, so that you can sit on them, put your feet in. It's a little bit rocky, but then there's also some parts that are sandy. So it's just nice to sit down here and relax and enjoy the water for a bit, cool off. But yeah, beautiful scenery. Highly recommend at least coming down and checking it out for a little while.
Yeah, this area is definitely the campground, even with its little hiccups and issues with the noise and stuff like that. Always having a spot where you can get down on the water is, especially here in the Pacific Northwest during the summertime, it's priceless. Just being able to have somewhere to even come dunk your feet in and just kind of cool down. Like I said, we've been down here exploring little parts of the river down here, the other little offshoot over here, which is a nice little waiting area where you can sit, and there's spots where you can get about knee deep or so, and if you sat down in it you could almost completely submerge, but you're not completely in the mix of the river, which is good. You have kind of a safe area where kids can play and do some different things. So I think the Dalles on the overall is a thumbs up. If you can get those river sites, it'll definitely be better.
Right.
But still, it's not bad.
And we even sat this morning after breakfast and just sat in the sun a little bit in our chairs, and it was just nice to be somewhere peaceful, and you know, there wasn't a lot of noise, and it was just nice to relax a bit since we're so busy during the week. So definitely a place to come and just relax.
So yeah, definitely make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and drop us a comment. Let us know, have you been up on the gondola? Are you going up? Have you been to the Dalles before? Definitely let us know that in the comments. Hit that thumbs up one more time. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that when we take you up on gondola rides and give you the most epic views of Mount Rainier, you won't miss it. But until then,
we'll see you in the next adventure.